If you were to tell me I could get an entire workout done on the mat, I would be sold. Love that. Okay, that is what you get today, actually. So your entire upper body workout is done on the mat. You'll need some weights. I want you to grab some heavier weights and have a variety so you can drop down if needed during the interval, or you may need different weights depending on the exercise that we're doing, which is totally fine, totally normal. This is very laid back. You can get up and grab different weights during the interval if needed. I'm lifting lighter than I normally would in an upper body class. So my highest weights are 15s here, lowest is 3. But again, I want you to challenge yourself. So if I were taking this class, I would be lifting much heavier. I want you to find what works for you. Try a few reps with heavier weights. Drop down if needed. Pick up lighter weights. Okay, this is power lift, so we do not have drop sets, all right? What are we doing today? We have supersets. What that means is you have 2 exercises and we'll be repeating them a certain amount of time. So we actually have 3 circuits of supersets, okay? So 3 different circuits. Each circuit is repeated 1 time for a total of 2 rounds. You check those off, you move to the next superset. Repeat, check off, and so on. All right, our last circuit is actually side lying. So we will be doing 2 rounds on one side, 2 rounds on the other. So technically we've got 4 circuits. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Of course, as always, I'm going to give you a little bit of bonus work at the end of each superset. When we've completed the 2 rounds, you get a little bit of bonus work, okay? We're actually going to be working with some tempo today. Don't worry about it yet. Let's start to warm up. Bring your hands to your rib cage. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Relax your face. Try not to let your shoulders lift. Breathe. Option to bring opposite hand to rib cage. I love this because I feel like I can gently press down on the rib cage. Give it a little bit of resistance. Let's do one more big breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Hands come to the hips or belly, big breath in. Exhale, pull in. Lower belly pulls in, zip up, rib cage goes down. Let all the air go on your exhale. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Relax your face. Exhale. Zip up. Start at that low belly. Hip bones draw together 1 more time. Exhale. See if you can hold that connection. So it's a gentle pull in. Reach your arms out in front. Continue to breathe. Circle out through those shoulders. Pick a direction. Let the shoulder blades reach apart from the spine. Good. Switch directions. Awesome job. Good. Flip the palms down. I'm going to pull the arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards the spine and then press the arms forward. Do that 2 more times. Pull back. Press forward. 1 more time. Pull back, squeeze, and press forward. Now, palms face each other. Lift the arms up above head, and then bring those forearms down, and up and up. Down, and up and up. Do that 2 more times. Think about squeezing the backs of the arms. 1 more time. Press and lift. Bring the arms down, shoulder circles, up and back. Think up, back, and down. 2 more times. Go nice and slow. Last one. Good job. Our first superset, we've got narrow chest press and then tricep extensions. We are laying on the back. So have some lighter weights ready for triceps here if needed. Grab your appropriate weights. And we're starting with narrow chest press. All right, at the end of the second round, we're doing our tempo. It's going to be a little bit different. We've only got 4 sets of them, but don't worry about it yet. We're going through our lifts first, okay? With a tempo move, you might want even lighter weights nearby. Lay all the way back. Tuck arms in towards your side. Narrow chest press. We're pressing. When you're ready, 1 minute, you do as many as you can. I want you to think up for 2 and down for 4. 3, 2, and 1. So you get in as many as you can in this minute. And I do not want you to rush. You can count, but you do not have to be honest. Because you're working double arm, it's going to be even on each side. I want you to think slow and controlled, but still a power up, and then even slower on the way down. Could be even more than 4 counts on the way down. So maybe you get in 8 to 10 reps if you are counting. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Just focus on that press. I want you to think power on the way up, but still slow and controlled, and then very slow on that way down. Good. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out. Bring those weights down. Grab, if you need, grab lighter weights for triceps. So same position to start with. You're tucking the arms in and you're pressing up. But now I want you to bend the arms in half and you press up for 2, power up, down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump in when you're ready. So I'm lifting 5s here. Normally for a tricep extension, I would try 12s, maybe 15s, maybe. It depends on the day. It depends on the season. I want you to hug your shoulder blades towards the mat here, towards the spine, and just try to keep them there. Again, we're moving for 1 minute. Don't worry about the reps, but if you are counting, you may get somewhere in that 8 to 10 rep range. Make this nice and slow. Good. Try to keep those wrists nice and neutral. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. 30-second break. Take your time. Set the weights down. Take a moment. Reach the arms up. You can circle out through the wrists. You could grab some water. If you need a longer break, you can always pause the video and take a longer break, okay? No worries there. Do what works for you, okay? Shake it out. Grab those heavier weights when you're ready. No rush. You've got narrow chest press. We've got a few more seconds. Good. All right. Last 5 seconds. Tuck those arms in. Are you ready? We've got 1 minute. Here we go. We press up for 2 and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Nice and controlled. So you are working front shoulder, you are working chest, you're working back of the arms, triceps. Good. Move nice and slow. Make this your own. If you need to stop and start, that's totally fine during this minute. You could grab different weights. Maybe you're lifting so heavy that you can only get in 6 reps and then you stop. I want you to stop if you need to. If you're done, if you're to that failure point, you can't lift those weights anymore, that's amazing. Drop down or stop. You can totally just be done right now. We've got 10 more seconds. Ooh, I'm feeling it. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those weights down. Now, before we go to triceps, we're doing our little tempo move. You might be able to use your heavier weights. Maybe, maybe not, because this is our last round of these. We're doing 4 sets of these. Let me show you what it looks like. You're tucking the arms in. When you're to hover those elbows, you're lifting up an inch and down, up an inch and down, and then you're pressing up for 2 and down for 2. So that's what it looks like. It's a little tempo move. It's up an inch down, up an inch down. That's 2 times, and then you press up to full range, okay? We're doing that 4 times. You ready? Grab those weights, tuck those arms in, and we lift up an inch, lower down, press up an inch, lower down, up for 2, press and press, and down, 3 more times. Press up an inch, lower down, press up an inch, lower down, up for 2, down for 2. 2 more times. Lift and lower, press and lower, up for 2, down for 2. Burning, press up an inch, lower down. I'm feeling the backs of my arms. We press up and up, and down and down. Set those weights down. Grab your triceps extension weights. Maybe it's the same that you were just using. Take a moment. Last set of these. Tuck your arms in. We have our tempo move after our full range. So arms reach up, and then we move down for 4, 3, you can start at the top, 2 and 1, press up for 2 and down for 4, 3, 2 and 1, press up for 2. Now ignore me if you're going even slower, but please do not speed it up. We can do this. I think time literally slows down when we're actually watching the time. Good. Keep moving. If you're done, you're done. Drop the weights off. If you're lifting very heavy weights, challenge yourself. Or you could drop the heavier weights, pick up lighter weights, and keep going. It's almost like you're dropping down and down and down and down until the arms get to the point where they can't even lift light weights. Move as slow as you can on the way down. We've got 10 more seconds. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out. Take a moment. Bring the arms down. We have our little tempo move. Okay, you ready? We have 4 sets. Tuck the arms in. Grab lighter weights for this if you need. Press the arms up. Now I want you to find your midway point. Slide those arms down. Make an 11 with your forearms. We press up an inch, lower down, up an inch, lower down, then up for 2. Up and up, and down, 3 more times. Press up an inch, lower down. Press up an inch, lower down. Up for 2, down for 2. 2 more times. Press up an inch, lower down. Press up an inch, lower down. Press it up and up. I'm shaking. Last one. Up an inch, lower down. Up an inch, lower down. We press it up for 2 and down for 2. Now bring those arms down. Shake it out. Check off your first superset. Come up. Optional challenge at the end of each superset. We to come into a tabletop position. This is totally optional. You could just be taking a break. You could forward me, but if you're ready for an extra challenge, come down into tabletop. Option number 1 is to bend and press here. We're going for 30 seconds and a little triceps push-up. I want you to pull your core in tight. Option number 2, bring it down to your elbows. Tuck your elbows in, slide your shoulders forward. 30 seconds, you're lifting. Up and up, and down and down. You could be here, up on the hands, and it's down and lift and lift. So I want you to choose what works for you. If you're on your elbows and you're doing the elbow push-ups, as you come up, I'm going to slide forward like you're looking over the edge of your mat, and then come back down, back and down to come back down. So you slide up and forward and back and down. Shoulders, try to slide forward over those elbows the entire time. You're shifting your weight towards your fingertips. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out and shake out those arms. We've got our second superset. Okay, we've got 2 rounds. Give me some shoulder circles. Grab some water. Grab some water. Front raises. Option to use a weight in each hand right here. Option to grab. This would be the same amount of weight because I've got 2 5s here. Or option to grab a 10-pound, which is what I'm doing. And you lift and lift here. Now, 1 weight or 2. Again, I would go heavier here. Normally, I would have a 10 in each hand. So you could be holding a 20 here. If your max right now is 5s, 1 in each hand, or a 10-pound weight, or whatever it is, maybe you're using 3s. I want you to pick your max, but good form, okay? All right, so grab your weights. We've got a front raise. That's the first move in our superset. And then we've got tricep extensions in a kneeling position. Both of these moves can be done standing if you need. I'm going to show you what it looks like with double weights and then with a single weight on the second round. Bring those arms out in front. 1 minute, we press up for 2 and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Power up. Down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and controlled. Hug those shoulder blades towards the spine. And in this move, you can actually keep them there, almost like you're squeezing your armpits towards center. Nice and controlled. Keep that core nice and tight. Good. Remember, you could be using 1 weight. It could even be a very light weight here. Nice and controlled. 10 more seconds, wherever you're at. Good. It's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out. Second move, tricep extensions. You're in a kneeling position. You've got a weight in each hand. This could be much lighter. Hinge over, pull those elbows in. And we're going to extend the arms back and back. Little lift at the back, in and in. Jump in when you're ready. Press it back. Pull in and in. Press it back. Squeeze and lift. In and in. Core is tight. Press it back. Pull in and in. Good. Shoulder blades hug you. Keep moving. Pull in and in. Awesome job. You could be standing for this one if you need. Good. We're almost there. Keep your eyes forward. Core stays tight. Imagine all the muscles down your spine stabilizing in this position. Press it back and back. Forward and forward. Shoulders face forward the entire time. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your weights down. Take a 30-second rest. Shake those arms out. All right, 30-second rest. I'm actually not going to need my heavier weights again, so I'm setting these aside, but I want you to challenge yourself if you need a heavier weight for this next round. Maybe it felt too easy. Maybe you pick up a heavier weight. I want you to do what you can, okay? Good. When you're ready, go ahead and grab weights, one in each hand, or one weight. You can hold it in each hand. You've got your front raises, okay? Full range. We press up, and slowly lower. Find your pace. Core is tight. I'm gonna count for myself this round and see how many I can get in this 1 minute. See how slow you can make it. So it becomes less about, when you really focus on that cadence, it becomes less about how many reps you're doing, especially when you're doing double arm work, which is fun to do instead of worrying about evening it out on each side. You can really just focus on the slowdown and the muscle engagement, the time under tension, and there's just less stress, there's less pressure, there's less worry about, okay, am I getting enough reps in? Because it's truly more about how you feel during the exercise and less about those reps. So maybe you start to feel so much fatigue in that front shoulder, even through the biceps here as you're lifting. And if you were thinking, oh, but I've only done 4 reps, it doesn't matter. That's plenty if you're just done. Finish it out. Grab your weights for triceps. Take your time. Tuck the arms in, no rush. Last thing I want for you to feel during a workout with me is rushed. It's not productive. Send the hips back, pull the arms in. We're pressing back and back. Give me a little lift. Pull in and in. Nice and controlled. 1 minute. So that, again, that takes the pressure off of you, right? You don't have to worry so much about how many reps you're doing. This is all double arm. So take your time. Good. We don't have a tempo move in this second superset, which I didn't mention because it would be harder to do it in these positions. But we will add that in during our second round. Our third round, our third circuit. My brain is already gone today. Good. So usually the days where I am filming, I'm also teaching that same day in person. So my brain and body gets a little tired. We've got 5 more seconds. Finish it out. Bring it down. All right. Take a moment. Go into your challenge move. Option to take a break. Okay? Challenge move, triceps, push-ups. You could be here. Maybe you start on those elbows. Shift the shoulders forward and you press up and up. Look forward over that mat, down and down. Keep the core nice and tight. So you're thinking about, if you're on the elbows and you're doing the elbow push-ups, you're thinking about shifting the weight towards those fingertips. So your weight through the hands is down and forward. If I were to take the mat away, your arms or your hands would slide down and forward like this. You'd be forward. So think about down and forward, shifting those shoulders forward. Good, we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out. Good job. Lay on your right side. You're in your last superset, last circuit, but we do have to do it on each side. So we've got 2 rounds on each side, okay? Lay on your right side. Grab the weight in your left hand. You need a heavier weight and a lighter weight nearby. This is where I'm going to use my 3, my 10, and my 3. I want you to use what works for you, okay? Down into your right side. Grab that heavier weight, tuck it in close. It's very close to your belly. Your elbow is going to lift up for 2 and go down for 4. Now, the range of motion, let's go ahead and get started, is very, very small. So maybe you just lift an inch off the mat and then tap right back down. You do not have to have a full range of motion. Now, this is mimicking an upright row. You keep moving. This is what it would look like if you were standing or kneeling. But a lot of times this position is a little bit more pinchy on the shoulders and the upper traps. So I want you to think about finding the position that works for you. If side lying works, great. If standing works, great. In this side lying position, it is mostly focused on the shoulders. Good. So even if you have a tiny range of motion and you're only coming up about halfway, you could still think power up for 2 and slow down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finding what works for you. Okay, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab your lighter weight, send that arm out to the side. You're thinking 8 to 10 reps on this side because this is single arm work. Move at your pace, okay? I want you to lift that arm up for 2, about halfway, and down for 2. Again, you've got 1 minute. So start to slow it down. Maybe you keep track of how many you're doing with each of these exercises. Maybe you think, I'm just gonna move at the same cadence per side and they'll be pretty close. It'll be pretty close. Now, once you get into it, I want you to think 4 counts down, 2 counts up, 4 counts down. So if you're with me, it would be up and up, down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You may be getting 8 to 10 reps. Keep that wrist nice and neutral. Again, with single arm, that's where we kind of keep track of those reps a little bit more. But it's okay if you're 1 or 2 off per side. Good, nice and controlled. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out, no rush. All right, take a break. 30 seconds. We're gonna repeat, okay? And then we'll switch sides. On this second round, you've got a tempo move for each of those exercises. So make sure you've got a lighter weight, okay? Make sure you have a lighter weight. During this little break real quick, if you have a lot of shoulder strain, upper trap, shoulder, what I want you to do is come all the way down, head into the hand, and I want you to see how it feels from this position. Maybe this move doesn't feel as good down here, but it could, and it could be a smaller range of motion. But do this especially for this side lying move. And then I want you to think another thing. I want you to think about bringing that shoulder up towards your ears just a little bit, okay? Just half an inch. Create some space in the shoulder so the upper traps aren't taking over quite as much. Let's go ahead and get started. We had a little bit of a longer break. All right, grab your weight for your shoulder row. We're gonna do our full range first and then we'll get our tempo move in. So tuck that arm close. We're lifting up for 2 and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, it's very small. You're barely seeing me move, okay? That weight is not lifting super, super high. It's not about the height. The elbow goes straight up, so we're not rowing that arm back behind. In fact, you can even think about that shoulder blade hugging towards the spine. Here. Good. Nice and slow and controlled. Squeeze that weight. You can come all the way down, head into the hand if you need, or take a break. Take a moment. You've got a minute, so you can take that break, okay? We've got 5 more seconds. Good, finish it out. Tempo move. What we're doing is up an inch, down, up an inch, down, then up for 2, and down for 2, okay? Lighter weight if you need. Hover that weight. We lift up an inch, lower down. Press up an inch, lower down, up for 2, up and up, and down and down. We have 4 total. Up an inch, lower down. So we've got 3 more. Up an inch, lower down. It's up for 2, and down for 2. Small range of motion, 2 more, and down. You can even tap the weight at the bottom, and we press up and up, and down and down. I'm resting my weight down at a split second at the bottom. Press up an inch, down, up for 2, and down for 2, and release. Check that exercise off for this side. Grab your lighter weight, lateral raises. Come all the way down if you need, okay? Think about bringing that shoulder up towards your ear, just half an inch. Rest that weight down. It's right in front of your hip. Rest it down on top of the thigh. 1 minute. We press up and up, and down and down. Lift and lift. Good. I've got some circuit workouts planned for the future where we would do 1-minute rounds of an entire circuit. And then the second time we repeated that circuit full of exercises, we would do 30 seconds. So I'm excited for those type of workouts because I love those. So it's only 2 rounds of one circuit, but each round has a different time. So we start off with 1 minute and you do 30 seconds. This is me just passing by this minute. So don't worry about that.
Mama.
Yes. I'll be right there, all right? No, I'm not. I'll be right there. All right, we've got 10 more seconds. I'm taking a moment. I want you to take a moment if you need a break. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You ready for our tempo move? I don't know if I am. We can do this together, okay? Come all the way down, head into your hand if you need, all right? We've got up an inch down, and then up for 2. So start off with the weight just right above your thigh. So reach the arm forward, hover right above the thigh. We lift up an inch, lower down, press up an inch, lower down, no, up for 2, up and up, and down, 3 more times, up an inch, lower down, press up an inch, lower down, up for 2, and down, 2 more times, press up an inch, lower down, up an inch, lower down, up for 2, down. 1 more time. We press up an inch, lower down, press up an inch, lower down. We press it up and up, and down. Good job. Switch it over to the other side. Because technically our superset is not done. We're not doing our challenge move until the very end. And it's 1000% optional, okay? Take your time to go up and over to the other side. Take a longer break if you need. Bring that arm close to your body. We press up and up and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Power up. Does not mean speed it up. It's just a little bit quicker than the way down. So you think power on the way up, slow and controlled on that way down. You're finding your pace. Squeeze the weight. So in our first round of this superset, we're not doing our tempo move at the end. That comes at the end of the second. For each exercise, come all the way down, head into the hand if you need. This is always there for you, okay? Think about lifting that shoulder up just a tiny bit towards your ear. See if that helps with any upper trap discomfort during this exercise or even any shoulder discomfort. Make this work for you. If the standing version feels better here or kneeling, you could do this. You could always do a completely different exercise. You could do lateral raises. You could do shoulder press. Find what works for you. 5 more seconds wherever you're at. Good, finish it out, no rush. Grab your weight for lateral raises. Reach the arm out. Bring the arm slightly out in front, rest it down on top of that thigh. We press up and up. So I don't know if you've noticed, and down, or think down for 4. I don't know if you've noticed, but in these power lift workouts, we are lifting more full range. So in our bar lift, you'll notice we do a heavier round with a full range of motion, and then we drop down to a lighter weight and we do tiny pulses or up an inch down. And I love that. I love that so much, but I also love variety. So these classes, these power lift classes, I want you to think about challenging yourself with heavier weight because we're not doing much in a small range of motion, except for these little tempo moves that we're doing. We're adding a little bit of a small range of motion, which is similar to bar. We've got 10 more seconds. Nice and slow in that way down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out. Take a break. 30 seconds. Shake it out. Roll the arms up and back. We've got one more round. You can do this. You can do anything for one more round. You got your tempo move at the end of each exercise, all right? 10 more seconds. All right. Wrap your head around this. Don't go yet. You got this. Let's go. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab that weight. Back to your shoulder rows. You can do this. We can do this. We've got this. Good. Stack your hips, stack your knees. Pull the core in nice and tight. Slow it down even more. Try to keep track of how many you're doing, but maybe you just pick a cadence to do, and you'll get around the same reps. If not, 1 rep off, not terrible. It is okay. I promise you, it's okay. So what I'm thinking about is just I'm doing the same cadence per side. But you could be keeping track, and especially the next time you do this workout, you could just be counting and think, all right, how many did I get on that side? Let me see if I can do that many on the other side. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You ready for our tempo move? Okay, we've got up an inch down twice, and then we have full range. We're doing that 4 times. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Oh, lift that weight. We lift up an inch, lower down. Press up an inch, lower down. Up for 2. Doesn't have to be high. Down for 2. You could rest at the bottom. We press up an inch, tap down. Maybe up an inch, tap down. Lift up and up. And down and down. Lighter weight if you need. Press up an inch, lower down. Press up an inch, lower down. Up for 2. Down for 2. 1 more. We press up an inch, lower down. Up an inch, lower down, and up for 2. And down for 2. Lateral raise. Take a moment. Oh my goodness. That's another thing. If you have a lot of trap tightness, upper trap tightness, take more breaks, okay? Come up and out of it. Shoulder circles. Upper traps love to take over. Now, they can be weak and tight, but they could also be super strong and just firing and stressed out more than the shoulder. But if your shoulder is pressed down, you're going to stress out the upper trap, okay? So I want you to think about kind of relaxing your shoulder into its place. If anything, you're lifting up a little bit. Obviously not all the way to the ear and fully tightening the upper traps, but I want you to think about just relax your shoulder in its place. You can even tap the upper traps, tap the shoulders. All right, let's go into our lateral raise. Reach the arm out. Bring the arm slightly out in front. Rest that weight down. We press up for 2 and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. When you do these slow moves, you can almost imagine that your weight is climbing down a ladder. So it's up the ladder, jumping, and then slowly climbing down. Like you're hitting a rung with each second. Down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Power up. Down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, you can. You can do this. Yes, you can. My brain is dying. My arm is dying. It's okay. We're still alive. We can do this. We've got 10 more seconds. Take a break if you need to. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a moment before we go into our tempo. Last time. I don't know why I'm shaking my head. I think it helps. Releasing the neck, releasing the shoulder. Okay, reach the arm out. Bring the arm slightly out in front. I want you to take more breaks if you need. Pause this. Take a longer break. Hover the arm. We lift up an inch, lower down. Press up an inch, lower down. And we go up for 2. And down for 2. Press up an inch, lower down. Hug that shoulder blade towards the spine. We press up and up. And down and down. 2 more times. Up an inch, lower down. Little bend in the elbow if you need. We press up for 2. And down for 2. Try not to come all the way to the top with that arm. Stay in the time under tension. Last one. Up and up. And down, challenge move. Bring it down. Hands and knees. done with those weights. Goodbye. Hands and knees. Bend and press through the elbows, 30 seconds. Or elbows come down and you shift the shoulders forward. Here we go. Press and press. Find your pace. Keep that core nice and tight. If you're on the elbows, try to look forward over the edge of your mat. Hello, triceps. Coming back into the party. Remember those? You thought they left, but they're back. They never went away. Good, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it out. Take a seat. Great job. Don't turn it off yet. Stay here. Reach the arms out. If they'll go, circle out through your shoulders. Pick a direction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arms down, shoulder rolls. Imagine someone else is moving your shoulders. Try to relax your hands, relax your neck. 2 more times. 1 more time. Reach your right arm up, or honestly any arm up. Bring the fingertips back behind you. Keep the rib cage still. Head goes in line with the spine. Press the arm back or gently pull. Good job. And release. Switch sides. It does not matter which side you stretch because we're doing the same thing on the other side. Press the arm back. Good work. Awesome job. And release. Bring your hands to your rib cage. Option to bring opposite hand to rib cage. Sit up nice and tall. Tailbone is back behind you. Legs could be out in front. Take a moment and then tap into that rib cage. Inhale, expand. Exhale, let all the air go. Relax your belly. But similar, I want you to think about this breath work, keep breathing, as similar to when we work. You're thinking up for 2 and slow on the way down. Same with your breath. It's in, big breath in, but even slower on the way out. You don't have to think in terms of numbers like in for 2 and out for 4, but you can. That can be stressful. So if counting is stressful, do not worry about it. Just think about as big as you can, inhale, slow and controlled. As long as you can, exhale, slow and controlled. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. And long breath out. Good job. Excellent work. You crushed this workout. You did what you could. You made it your own. Excellent job. I'll see you in the next workout.